Child pornography cases require their own type of expertise. They're different than all other sex crimes. Child pornography does involve victims. It's just most of the time the clients don't know who the alleged victims are, because in many of these cases they're receiving videos and images on the dark web through file sharing programs, Pirate Bay, LimeWire. When I first get these types of cases, I take the approach that it's a dead bang loser case. And the reason I take that position is because I don't have the evidence. And if this is going to be a case that becomes damage control, what you can't do is go back in time and do some things that I would probably do if I knew it was going to be a damage control case. After your material is taken, it's going to be sent off to the Bureau of Criminal Investigation. It usually takes a long period of time before you'll get your computers back and the forensics back on these computers. It's in this time frame that I can't stress the importance of doing things that might benefit you later in your case. I tend to try to treat child pornography cases that I know are going to be damage control cases, kind of like I'm dealing with someone that has a drug or alcohol addiction problem. Because that's exactly what it is, and that's what the science shows, is that people that do have these issues have the same type of characteristics as someone that's addicted to drugs. It's the image, the video, the thrill of it that causes chemicals in your brain to react in the same way that drugs and alcohol have effect on your brain. And so I try to paint the picture that this is more of an addiction issue than my client's a monster issue. And so what you're trying to do from the moment that you get caught to the moment that eventually you're going to be in front of a judge is create a mitigation defense. And that's explaining to a judge way down the road, why do you deserve to be treated differently than somebody else in your same circumstances? Why do so many of my clients get to walk out of a courthouse after sentencing on a child pornography case when so many others that you see in the news go to prison for some lengthy period of time? And it's because we've demonstrated to the court that our clients are not a danger to society, and that they in large part rehabilitated themselves before a court ever even got to. To do that, we need doctors. And doctors will sit down with you and they'll do a number of assessments, Vermont sexual assessments, static 99R assessments, and these are all assessment tools that give you a score. And these scores help evaluate whether you're likely or less likely to commit sexual crimes, or whether you're likely to reoffend, or whether you have tendencies for pedophilia. And these scores can help dictate what a judge might later do way down in a case. In addition to that, these evaluators are going to make recommendations, and it's common for me to advise my clients to participate in groups like SA and SAA, sexual addiction groups. I would say 10 years ago, these groups weren't very prevalent, but they're very quickly becoming very popular groups for people that have sexual addiction issues, because as I said, some of these issues are very similar to drug addiction issues and should be treated the same. At least that's how I have been successfully handling a lot of these cases over the last 5 or more years, is trying to get judges and prosecutors to understand that in these cases where they have a good case and they're going to be able to prove it, that these people are not monsters. These are people that are unlikely to actually act upon the stuff that they're actually viewing. And statistically speaking, that is the truth. And in fact, child pornography clients that I have are probably some of the best clients that I have in terms of trying to understand their problem, trying to fix themselves, and meaningfully engaging in whatever counseling that they need to make sure that they understand how they found themselves engaging in this type of conduct.